Good morning, 1 Million Cups family. Should I be a little louder? Yes. We're working on it. Yes, that sounds a little louder. Good morning. All right, so welcome to 1 Million Cups, everybody. Let's get in our seats. My name is Flip Aguilera, and I am the co-founder of Sophisticated Events and the founder of the Temple of Optimization. And 1 Million Cups is brought to us by the Kauffman Foundation. It says it at the bottom over there. And the Kauffman Foundation is a organization that started 1 Million Cups, and basically the concept is every Wednesday at 9 a.m. they want entrepreneurs to get together. It's an entrepreneur support group, and if everybody does that all around the country, we should be sharing in about 1 million cups of coffee. So that's where the story of 1 Million Cups originates from. Let's get our sponsors and give them a shout out. So let's put our hands together as we tell Kirsty Logan to get her smiley face up here with the Sleepy Turtle Coffee Co.
Hey guys, my name is Kirsty. I am owner of the Sleepy Turtle Coffee Co. It's a mobile coffee shop located on the Front Range. I do a lot of pop-up events. I do specialty corporate events, weddings, stuff like that. I also have some gift things that I'm putting together for the Christmas time. So if you would like anything for some of your employees, come talk to me after.
Sweet. Thank you, Kirsty. Our coffee roaster or coffee sponsor is the Colorado Enterprise Fund. And we have Becky is going to tell us a little bit. Look at her cute little cup she's got.
Isn't that the cutest cup? I brought a couple extras there on the back table. Colorado Enterprise Fund is a nonprofit CDFI, which is a community development financial institution. We lend to small businesses, and we kind of lend in that space where you're almost bankable, but not quite. We do the wraparound services, so once you become friends with us, we can help you with everything, HR. We can help you with marketing, accounting. So if you need a new friend in lending, then let me know. Thanks.
Becky, I think we need to be friends. And let's also put our hands together for our coffee cup sponsor, which is the SBDC and the BBB. Do we have any SBDC, BBB people here today? Well, let's thank them anyway. Thank you, SBDC and BBB. So reminders that community announcements will be in between our presenters. Please silent your cell phone, and if you have this around your table or if you've seen this, you can just scan this QR code and you can check in. And I don't know all the cool things that you get when you check in, but if you talk to Samantha after, she'll let you know all the cool things that happen when you check in. And aside from that, our presenters will have 6 minutes today to tell their stories, and then 20-minute follow-up from all of you fine people. So with that, let's put our hands together and bring up our first presenter, which is James Robinson from Golden Flames Hot Wings, Stetson Hills.
Thank you. All right. So we don't have a lot of time, so I'll get this going. My name is James Robinson, and my wife Rhonda and I own Golden Flame Hot Wings. It's at the corner of Stetson Hills and Powers on the east side of town. And we've been owners there for about 6 years, 6.5 years, solely. So we actually did start there with some partners, but now it's just us. And so we started our journey basically. I was in restaurants. My wife wasn't. She was in finance. But it was kind of a dream of mine after working for a lot of corporate people to own my own place. Call my own shots is what we used to say. So so one of the cool things about us is that we were a chicken niche in the community, and that was like we had the Wingstops and the corporate guys, but we didn't have something like us. We wanted to provide something for that neighborhood, and it was a start from the bang. It was a fun place to go. People were getting excited before we even opened. On our opening day, we actually had 3,000 people plus lined up down the block. So it was a really fun time then, and we got together a crew that had never worked in anything like that before, and they've done an amazing job. I mean, we started with a little rockiness, as every business, I believe, does. Had some highs and lows, and a lot of those things in between. But what we learned to do is we learned to calm ourselves down, I think, is the most thing. It's the same job every single day. No matter how busy you are, it's always the same job every single day. It just might be a little more of it, a little less of it. So we put together a lot of systems. We started off with about 14 sauces, I believe, and today we're up to 21 sauces, including the one that won a medal for us, won a trophy for us back in August. So, I mean, and all those things came from ideas from our staff, and that's what's been fun for us as entrepreneurs, is to see everybody growing, even through some challenges. I mean, we've obviously lost some great people and lost some people that probably needed to find a new way. But we've also gained a lot of knowledge throughout the last few years. So if I had to pick out some of the best moments that I've seen is when, not sure if we could do it, my team can push out 800 wings. Hey, we have this going away party. It's going to be tomorrow, and we want 800 wings by 11 a.m., and we open at 11 a.m. So we just get a couple people in, and we actually did that job, by the way, in 40 minutes. But we had to set it up a little bit ahead of time. But dropping wings, first thing in the morning, and that smell, and getting them all out, and having that customer walking around, that's what surprisingly is the best thing for us. And people come in. I'm not trying to dog any other business or whatever, but I mean, hey, this is my new spot. This is my new favorite. I used to go where, but I don't go there anymore, And so those are the things that drive us as business owners to be that spot. We see people that come in, and have their favorite once a week day, or is it that time of the month again? They're coming, they're coming in. Ooh, awkward. You're right. Their day of the month. I'm sorry. And anyway, so I hope that's not on film. Please edit that. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so I just want to kind of wrap this up. I mean, we do a lot of events. We do the Wing Festival. That was one events that we had never done before, and that was really even a new challenge. And I've even thought about things that we were going to do for next year, because I'm excited about that. That was a really fun time. Got to meet a lot of other vendors in the city, and I've done that myself. Gone to other places. I got to check you guys out, And so it's been fun. We have big days, Super Bowl Sunday. Order ahead. Don't wing it. So, because it's a busy day, and I mean, it's from start to finish. So I've got about 10 or 15 seconds left, but basically I wanted to also say that the best part about our wings is the different sauces that you can try anytime you want to come by. So, and I think I've just been dinged.
So now we have 20-minute Q&A. I will walk around, or I'll do it.
Oh, is that the seat?
No, I just moved.
Okay.
So I would love, so as 1 Million Cups, it's all about the journey. So as an
Sure.
entrepreneur, you mentioned that there were some hardships and there were some pieces of the journey. Pick one and dive a little deeper for us.
Okay. Sounds great. Being a chicken restaurant, I think one of the biggest and the toughest area is the products. And we all know after the last couple of years, this was probably one of the, I mean, we'd had that struggle before, but nothing as big as last couple of years. So the products is one of those situations where it can make you or can break you. And if you have a shortage of product, it always raises the prices. That's been a very, very tough part of our job. Also, when it's short, sometimes you can't find the product. Even if you could find it, it's probably twice or even double, or maybe, in our case, the last couple of years, 4 or 5 times as much in cost to be able to produce that product. So that was definitely one of the bumps in the road that you have to do. I mean, we try not to go overboard because, I mean, you're putting a pressure on customers and people when you raise your prices. But in order to keep the doors open, you have to kind of put a fine line to it and make some adjustments with your menu and things like that. So.
Okay, and supply chain management is something that most small business owners struggle with because they have little control over it. So that's understandable. What you said it had always been your dream to want to own your own restaurant. What was that final thing that pushed you out of corporate and into entrepreneurship ownership?
It's a great question. Well, I can tell you at the time that I had made that decision, I was traveling. I was commuting to Denver. It's not that far away, but it's that far away. It's a good jaunt. When you're traveling to a different city, and in my case, I was an area manager for a donut company, and there's several stores in the metro area, and I'm traveling to each one of them. We do product management and all of the fine line between how to make a donut to crunching the numbers to make sure that we're making a profit. But that drive was getting to me. It really was. Because my home was here in Colorado Springs, but my job was there. And so that was one of the biggest things. And a good friend of mine, I'd known him for about 10 years, and he talked to me about this guy who had a franchise opportunity for me. And so I did go make that choice to go visit. And it was chicken wings, and I'm like, and I like chicken wings. I mean, I assume that most people here, in fact, I hadn't met a whole lot of people who hadn't liked chicken wings, but once I went in and, saw what they were doing, I was like, we got to get something like this in Colorado Springs. And so that was one of the biggest things that made me. It was kind of scary at first because, we had to do some talking, because you do have to put in an investment, and you do have to put in a lot of thought in how is this going to work, and are we going to be able to do this, that type of thing. So, but I had been working in restaurants for several years. I won't tell you how many but several years, and that's what I had done in the corporate world, is go in, start restaurants, get them going, create systems, all that kind of stuff. So does that answer your question?
Opening up and having 3,000 people in line, I mean, that's got to be a great feeling. But, was there ever a time where you might have felt like, man, we started off 3,000, now we're not getting anything, or, it's really slow? Was there ever a time where you felt maybe you couldn't do it, and how did you overcome that?
That's a good question. There was that time. I'm probably about 8-9 months in, close to a year in. There were struggles. There weren't as many people coming in, so obviously you have to you go through and you do the things like cutting staff, and because you can't make payroll if you don't. Excuse me. But otherwise, I created a debacle here. Sorry. So yes, about 9 months in, we were starting to have some difficulties, and a lot of it had to deal with, what we were going to do to try to market ourselves. We're on the east side of town. People that are on the west side of town, only go to so far, and then they, that's their area. A lot of places, we had to come up with actually a lot of even new inventions, I would say, with how we were going to process things, because it takes 15 minutes to cook chicken. And I think one of the biggest things that we did is, because a lot of people liked us when they first got in, we just had to market ourselves a little bit better. We had to, go out on a limb and try some things that weren't going to hurt us too much further, because we needed to make a profit. And that's, I think, when a lot of businesses fail, especially small business type, they fail within the first year to 2 years span of time, just because we don't quickly innovate how we do things. So, does that answer your question? Yeah, just make a change and adapt. Yeah.
I got a couple questions for you. Back here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What sets you guys apart from the other wing joints? Why should we choose you? And, what are a couple of your more unique sauces that you bring to the table?
Sure. Well, I think one of the biggest things that we've heard that differentiates us is the size of our wings. I mean, we will not go off of the jumbo size wings, and we're pretty picky with even the people that we choose to. We've got a good company. We've had them for probably about 5 years, but we went through a few to find someone that could carry out the standard size of the wing that we wanted to have. And I've heard people say that. But then to add to that, it's not just the standard. Somebody asked me about the standard buffalo sauce. It was Matthew, that's right. And we have 20 different unique sauces. We let you try them before you even put them on the wings, because we have like a nice little sample section right up at the top, and sometimes it's like a good 15 minutes, people try and sample. It's not always that way, but I mean, some people know their favorites, or some people will try a different one every time. Some of those flavors, one of my all-time favorites is Colorado Fancy. It's a smoked habanero. It's got a nice hint of, I would say like a honey barbecue flavor with a little ranch, and but it's got that habanero bite just at a couple minutes in. Another one of my favorites. Here's another thing. You can always have a favorite, but our people have learned to mix some sauces, and some of our new sauces have come out from our customers who have mixed this one and that one. But I like the barbecue blaze. I mean, everybody likes a barbecue, but I like this one because it's got a nice little kick. I mean, it's got a really nice little kick on it. What are some of the other ones? Shanghai Sizzle. That's an Asian kind of flavor to it. One of my all-time favorites, I think, is it's a pretty hot one. It's a Thai chili sauce, and it's called Choke D. And it's actually Thai for good luck. But it's really spicy. It's got a nice flavor to it. It's, none of our wings also, none of our sauces, excuse me, are too hot. They are really, so you can taste the chicken with it. You know what I mean? And we do, if you want it extra crispy, we'll do it that way. If you want it crispy, things like that. So I think that's what differentiates us.
I need you to settle a bet for me here.
Settle a bet.
So drumsticks are the lower appendage, or the lower part of a chicken's lower appendage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the flats versus drums, or 2-bone versus 1-bone wings, drums are actually legs. But some people say that flats and drums are wings. Drums are not, what I know to not be wings. They're the lower appendage of the lower part of the lower appendage. And a drum, wings are the upper appendage. So what? Could you explain that to me and settle a bet for me? Maybe I would have to shave my head. So.
Good luck.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Well, okay.
Chicken Anatomy 101.
The drums are not the leg, the actual leg of the bird. They are not. The drums are part of the wing. It's just, maybe it's the upper part of the wing, it's jointed, and then the flat would be part of the flapper, I guess you could, the wing.
So I go to the grocery store.
So if you go,
And the drumstick is the leg part. Yeah. So drum and drumstick are different.
they are correct. That is, that, yeah.
Greg needs to get out more.
Maybe some of you have gone to some places where you see they serve you the drum and the wing flat together, with a little tip like that or something, But ours are cut. So.
2 questions.
Wait, who won the bet? Okay, all right, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
2 questions.
Yes.
I happen to have several vegetarians in my family. Do you have a tofu wing, or if they were to go to your place, do you have enough cool sides that a vegetarian would be happy? Second question is, tell us something that would really surprise us about an innovation you made either to the cooking process or running your business.
Okay. Woo. Those are loaded. All right, so the easy one of that was the vegetarian. We do not have a tofu wing. They are all poultry. Yeah, but we do have some wraps and some side. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, we have some cauliflower. We have cauliflower, zucchini, mushrooms that we batter, dip, and fry. So, and of course salads. Obviously, yeah, that's true. We do hand cut potatoes. That too has been a fan favorite, a reason that kind of separates us. I mean, a lot of people like hand cut fries. Not everybody does them like the same, I guess, as so we've been told. So, okay, so you wanted to hear some innovation. we've done a lot of those. In the beginning, everything was about, just a little bit of the count, so somebody came in, they ordered wings or something like that, and say they had 20. So a guy's running back to the back, he gets 20, and when he comes back, there's another 20. He's running back and forth, getting 20. We learned a process of kind of the wave. I mean, we just started, looking at our menu mix and what times that we had different waves of wings coming in. So that's kind of it's kind of a guess. I mean, it's usually us, just being 10 to 20 wings up during the middle of a rush type of thing. And what that did for us is it was able to have families that, come in and not have to sit back and wait 25 minutes for wings to come up. You know what I mean? So, so it's just it's a wave pattern, and we learned it by, tracking certain numbers or getting a report with some certain numbers, and this is when we're getting our pattern. So, how about that? Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Let's see if I can figure it out. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So 2 questions. The first one's really quick. So you said you were inspired by a franchise. Did you join the franchise or did you branch out on your own company? And then the second question, is there anything you do with your staff or with the way that you run, your profits or anything like that, that you see yourself giving back to the community, that you keep talking about the community? So I was wondering if there's any way that you approach your staff or how you staff or anything like that that makes you feel like you're, kind of really contributing to the community around you.
Okay. All right. So the first question is, we are part of a franchise group. It's Golden Flame Hot Wings, Inc. There's only 4 stores here in Colorado. The original store was Aurora in '94, and then Parker and Castle Pines a few years before us. I don't know the exact dates when they opened, and then we were the 4th store just here in Colorado Springs. And then as part of that question, we do fundraisers, things like that. We call them Wingback Wednesdays. So those are available for us to give back a portion of our sales for that day, for that event. And we try to do those we do those a lot for schools, but we've had different organizations that have raised money and maybe done 2 or 3 of them at times with us. And then we've also, we do some new things now, be it like through our website when you're ordering, round up on your orders and things like that. As far as us giving back, I mean, we do school sponsorships, and things like that, where like we'll take a football team and we've done that actually, and feed the football team for like their big homecoming event or something like that. And as far as the overall city community, haven't seen much of that, but I mean, I'm sure that we have some things that we can do. So.
All right, it's time for our super special question.
Super special.
Okay, yeah.
Read it.
Oh, jeez.
What can we as a Colorado Springs business community do to help you?
I'm sorry, what was that question again?
What can we as a Colorado Springs business community do to help you?
Wow. I think wow, that's a good one. I think a lot of Colorado Springs could help us, just by being a part of, even bigger events that we have, such as like territory days or, who knows, the rodeo. I mean, just make it easy for us to be able to be a part of something that big that, that a lot of people here in the Springs might join. That's not just like, not just the Wing Fest, but that was a good one actually. But the Colorado Springs, I mean, part of something that the city does for the community or anything like that. So I think that would be the best thing that I can think of.
Don't go too far. All right, so with that, we will give you the coveted 1 million cups coffee mug, and you get your trophy with your name on it back as the first annual winner of the best sauce and dry rub of the Wing Fest. All right, good job. Awesome. So now, if you have community announcements, start lining up. And let's also welcome Kevin Fedde over here to let us know about what he does with all of this newfangled technology. So let's clap our hands for Kevin Fedde. Let's go. Let's put your hands together.
Hey everyone. So as you said, my name is Kevin Fedde. My company is Fedde Studios. I do, live production, obviously, and I do video, promo videos and that kind of thing, and I do photography, and I do drone, photo, video for real estate and whatnot. So if you need any of that, definitely let me know. I can help you out.
Thank you, Kevin. Do we have any first-timers by show of hands? Any first-timers in the audience? All right, awesome. All our presenters are first-timers today. Thank you guys for being here. And can our organizers raise their hands? So watch the people who are raising their hands. If you have any questions about how to get on the stage, you can connect with us and also tag us on Facebook and Instagram if you're taking any pictures and all that fun stuff. 1 million cups. Is it 1 million cups Colorado Springs on Facebook? No, for Facebook. Colorado Springs, yes. All right. So community announcements.
I'm Jacob. I'm with Kinship Landing here in downtown Springs. Yee. Tonight we're having the Fjallraven Fall Social. I'm kind of decked out in Fjallraven right now. So if you don't know who they are, they're a very sustainable brand of clothing. They practice sustainability through their entire brand, and it really rings with our brand as well. We support local community and, as well as, I'm going to say the word again, sustainability. It's important to us. So we have an amazing event tonight. We're going to have Fjallraven there. We're going to do food, music, and it'll be a cool place to come check out. If you haven't been by, we have a great restaurant as well. So it's tonight at 6. Yeah, it's tonight at 6 to 9. Yeah, 6 to 9, and we are the southeast corner, Cimarron and Nevada. Yep. Yep.
Well, we're coming up on the end of the year. Now's the time as business owners to be planning for the next year. One of the things you can do is also plan is if you have employees, what benefits can we give to the employees that are going to make them want to stay with us? November is also long-term care. Long-term care can be included in an employee benefit package. Get with a financial professional to see about it.
So if you are looking to get out and do some local shopping this weekend at Panorama Middle School, which I think is in Fountain, there's a huge market that fundraises for the band or the marching band. And then, so that's this Saturday. And I forget, today's like the 16th of November, something like that. And then Sunday, December 4th at the City Auditorium from 1 to 5, there's a festival celebrating the gingerbread story. So we will have a gingerbread run. So if you have some kids or really spunky adults, they're welcome to come chase the gingerbread man, win some prizes, and support local once again.
Jacob could catch him.
Hi, I'm Benji. I own Head to Toe Physical Therapy. My office is actually downstairs. But tomorrow I'm hosting a mobility stretching workshop for anyone who sits all day for work and feels like they get stiff in their back and their neck. It's right here in this room at 6 o'clock. Come talk to me if you want to hear more about it. Thanks.
I actually might have a referral for you. So tonight, I know Fall Ravens doing their thing in one of our favorite places, but tonight is also the final nerd night of 2022. We will have, who are we gonna have? We have Colorado Springs Utilities is going to do some trivia and stuff. We've got somebody talking about the physics of space and soil. Yes, Abigail Clapp with soil. That's tonight at Kawadi, 6 o'clock. And on Monday, the final memoirs of 2022, and that will be at Kinship Landing. And the theme for this month's memoirs is Season's Greetings. And we're going to have a super special guest. So you may want to come to Memoirs at Kinship on Monday at 6:30. And then my last one is, of course, Temple of Optimization. Today at 2 p.m. at the bottom of this building, we have the Feminine Power Hour. So if you are a woman that would like to defend yourself, watch. I'm going to try to punch Samantha in the face. Watch what happens. If you want to learn fun things like that, come join us at 2 p.m. right here at the Next Us for the Feminine Power Hour. And after all that excitement, let's put our hands together and welcome up Eli Patterson for our second presentation of the evening with the Flighty Fowl. It's not the evening, though. I'm good. I know how to fall.
I know. That was pretty crazy. All right. All right. So I am Flighty Fowl, basically. As I'm sure any small business owners know, sometimes that one person is all you got for a while. So that's me. I'm Eli Patterson. I'm the executive chef and owner. Colorado born and raised. Lived here most of my life. Spent 5 years in New York, but that was not by choice. That was different. This whole thing has been pretty crazy. So to talk about my journey, I spent most of my life in kitchens or construction. That was pretty much what I did. I was either cooking or did a lot of hardwood floors, and always kind of kept coming back to those two, no matter what I did. I had a couple of side tracks. I did massage therapy school. I did bartending, which of course brought me back into the restaurants. So I like to make sure that my wife understands how lucky she is that I have massage therapy, a chef, bartending, and I'm good with tools. So she lucked out. Like I said, I always spent a lot of time in kitchens. Back in 2008, actually at Territory Days, I ran into a gentleman named Victor Matthews. He runs, now it's Black Bear Distillery up in Green Mountain Falls. It used to be a restaurant, Paragon Culinary School here in Colorado Springs. I knew I needed something different, something to do. And when I met him, it all just kind of clicked. And I decided to go give this school a chance. Started in 2008. In 2011, I graduated valedictorian. I have still the second highest score ever in the school. The first is his wife, so it may be a little biased. I'm not sure. But it was a life-changing opportunity for me. It was finally something that I could put in a direction instead of just, oh, let's try this, let's try this. So graduated in 2011. I spent a couple of years, I was the head pastry and kind of manager for a bakery and deli here in town. Got another opportunity, did more cakes and pastry with another lady. And then the same Victor Matthews approached me with this opportunity to start a restaurant here in town. So in 2013, I think, is when we kind of started Bourbon Brothers, which is the place up north. I was the person in charge of the test kitchens, menu development, brand development, really everything. I mean, it's an insane deal. But I still have nightmares about that stuff. But I was listening to his 3,000 people at the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, that's shower beer type of nights. Like that's horrible. But yes, those are rough nights. So we started Bourbon Brothers. I started as sous chef when we opened up the doors. I was there for 8 years. When I left, I was executive chef and general manager of both Bourbon Brothers and Boot Barn Hall. And it was a fantastic opportunity. I learned so much, and I lost so much of my family's life. Like it was a lot of time, 80, 90, 100-hour weeks that you just don't see people. So it was kind of a blessing when COVID kind of came and things were starting to shut down. I used that as my opportunity to just kind of like, I needed something different. And I spent about a year being a full-time husband and father and caught up on doing nails with my daughter and all the fun stuff that you just don't have time for. And it was a life-changing experience. And through that, we had this idea of what I wanted to do next because I didn't want to go back to the restaurant side. And as it so happened, the pandemic kind of brought this opportunity for food trucks to really take advantage. It's an outdoor dining experience that was all you really had for a while. And I think that it really kind of brought it to a new light. There's been some great trucks that have been operating in the Springs for years. And this whole thing has really kind of amplified that. So we wanted to kind of jump on that and take advantage of it. So we came up with this idea, Flighty Fowl. And the concept of it is, it's same thing. I have a love for chicken wings. I always have. One of the things that, for me, having been to some food trucks, the food is fantastic, but the wait time was just insane. So our concept is to make sure that you're getting a good quality product faster and efficient, homemade, and it's right there. We can go to you, so to speak. So it's been something that's been a lot of fun. It's been an amazing journey. I get to spend time with my family, and they help me out on the truck, which is great. And next, I actually want to do a brick and mortar for catering and for actually food truck commissary, and use that as a way to kind of help myself and other people as far as the food trucks in the community, because it's a shortage right now, is commissary kitchens. So, oops, I said on time.
All right, we're back on. So 20-minute Q&A starting now.
My question is, when the health department started setting all these new codes during COVID, and you were faced with having to change the way you were doing business, what would you say is the biggest thing you had to overcome to make it all work out for yourself?
I actually didn't have to face too much of that. When I was still at the restaurant, as things were starting to shut down, we were kind of, exploring the whole to-go orders and all of the stuff that was coming up. With the truck, I actually got really lucky. When I found my truck, it was a brand new kitchen built. It was a gentleman that had purchased it, he had revamped it, so it was a brand new kitchen inside an older truck, and health reasons wouldn't let him open. So for me, I found a truck that was up to date with Denver specs, which is even harder than what we have here in the Springs. So it's got the Ansel systems, it's got all of the things that Springs trucks owners are going to have to look forward to in the next couple of years, but I was fortunate that it was already built in. So I got pretty lucky as far as the truck part.
All right, I got a question. For those of us that were at Wingfest and got to see you with your whole family accepting your award, Your daughter really stole the show. She
has a tendency to do that.
Yeah, but she loves what you're doing too. Do you want to share with us a brag moment for family, how you guys all work together? And
I mean, it definitely has its challenges for sure. Getting the two kids together inside of a little box can sometimes be a little hairy. But for me, I think it's something, and me and my wife have talked about this many times, it's an opportunity for them to get a taste of what it's like to work, what it's like to have some pride, because we pay them, very poorly, yes, but we pay them a little hourly wage, and if it's a good day, then we give them a little bit in tips, and they understand what it means to be able to earn and save, and they have goals of what they want to work for, and I mean, that's invaluable to me. That's something that is definitely good.
And actually, most small
13 and
businesses.
9.
Oh yeah, their ages. Go ahead. Most people don't know the laws for Colorado. Like, you are allowed to hire your children
Yep.
and pay them whatever you want, sort of thing. So that's worth mentioning. So maybe if someone has kids and they want to know, they can ask you.
Yeah. And technically you can even claim a certain amount of that on your taxes, which actually helps too, so.
Hi, so I don't know pretty much anything about food trucks or restaurant businesses, but what would be like your capacity? Like if you were gonna go and set up at a brewery or a tap house or something like that, how many people could you feed in like a one sort of sitting?
I would be able to feed as much as I could stuff into those coolers. And it really depends. Something like the Wing Fest, for instance, I mean, it was one flavor of wing that we were doing, so we had set up for feeding 1,000 people one flavor of wing. So it's really dependent on, if it's a set catering and you know what you're going to be doing. If I'm at a brewery, I bring as much as I can kind of have on there ready to go, and then have stuff ready to be backed up if need be. So the answer is a lot. It's whatever I can fit on there.
To follow up on that question, if you do grow and get bigger, would you maybe get to a point where you add on like a pull fridge, or would you want to go into a brick and mortar from that point?
I don't think I want to go back to brick and mortar. Such a big pull for me in the food truck side is the freedom and the flexibility to have a life again. Like this weekend, for instance, is my uncle's birthday, so we're going down to New Mexico for the weekend, and we're, we planned it, we knew it, we're shutting down. On the brick and mortar side, it's so much harder to do that. I mean, the overhead is so much different, everything is just so much different, and it just goes on and on and on, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop in the food truck, but I know going into first day of the month, okay, I need to make sure I have this much this month, and then we're fine. And anything extra, during these winter months, that's how I kind of have to make sure. And this is my first year in business, so I'm still kind of learning how to play these months because it is different. But that flexibility, I don't think I want to go back to the brick and mortar.
Is there such thing as a pull-along fridge, or did I just make that up?
You can pretty much find anything these days, so I'm sure there is something. Yeah. Yeah.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
How do you typically pick your location?
So I do a lot of stuff around our neighborhood. I live up in the Wolf Ranch area. So I do quite a bit of things on the north side of town, especially, the gas mileage in the truck is not very good. So I try to stay close, but I've also been branching out a lot into different breweries because the opportunity that has come up with breweries and food trucks is huge. And I think it's something that is only going to get bigger. Every new brewery that's being built, they don't put in kitchens anymore. They just invite a food truck, and it covers what they need to have as far as the health department and their liquor license. And it gives us an opportunity to be able to set up at a specific place, which is fantastic.
So as a follow-up, is there a specific place you're at every week at a certain time?
The only one that I'm doing almost every week right now is actually at a park right by my house. And we do football specials on Sundays, and it's just us, and I announce it in our little Wolf Ranch neighborhood community. And you know, it's never big because it's just us, but it's also a way for me to be out there and get the name out there, and we do some specials and meet some new people, and it's been fantastic. But otherwise, no, it's pretty, it really, I think next year maybe it would be more specific. For me, because we just opened up in July, we were kind of a little late to the scheduling game, but I didn't want to like schedule until I knew the truck was fully operational. So we were a little bit behind, but now we're getting more regular locations. There's a couple of them. So I haven't done any of them yet, but next year I'll be at the market at Spring Creek and the 719 Food Truck Fest. So yes, I will be out there next year.
So I have a friend out of state who bought a new food truck, and it was like $90,000. Is this like the going rate for a new food truck if you're thinking about the industry? And second comment or question is, I've also known people that have had smaller food trucks that just go sort of festival to festival and work 4 to 5 months of the year and like make amazing money. Is that also been your observation?
I haven't. So as far as the food truck itself part, I'll start with that one. I think it's a big difference between whether you want an all-inclusive truck, like mine is an old box truck, a linen delivery truck is what mine was. So it's all-inclusive. It's a full bed with the cab and everything is there. If you want to get just a trailer and tow it behind a truck, you're probably looking at $30,000 to $40,000 to do a new trailer, but then you've got the expense of the truck. So for me, I wanted the all-inclusive. I didn't want to have to worry about towing a trailer and parking the truck somewhere and everything else. So it really depends. But yeah, I mean, I got pretty fortunate with mine, but I saw them anywhere up to $120,000. So it really depends on what you want, but they're not cheap. Cheaper than a restaurant, but they're not cheap, right? So it's as far as the all of the events and big events and things like that, absolutely 100%. There's quite a few people that do that. They just schedule for big events and they plan for those, and it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of prep work. It's a lot of just making sure that you're ready, and you can make a fantastic amount on it, but you just got to have the staff. You got to have everything set up, ready to go. I need more than my kids for that.
What makes your wings different? What are some of the flavors that you guys offer?
So we do, each of our wings is brined differently, smoked differently, flavored differently. So I only do 3 to 4 wing flavors at a time. I keep it pretty small. I don't, on the truck you have a limited space for different things, so you have to kind of judge what you can do. So I do keep the sauces small, but like we have the peanut butter bacon jam one, which won the Wing Fest, was our, kind of become our favorite, our so-called trademark kind of sauce. But that one is a specific brine, specific smoke, specific sauce. Right now I've got I call it an angry Jamaican one. I had a Jamaican sous chef at one time who told me you can never do Jamaican with a dry rub. So this one is like a traditional brine and smoked, and then I finish it with a dry rub and a sauce, which is why it's angry Jamaican, because it pisses him off. So it just depends, right? So, but everything we do, like each wing is flavored differently. It's brined differently. It's all the sauces are homemade. And then we do our sandwiches, and I do them sous vide, so that way they're cooked already. But that goes back to being able to serve fast. The chicken wings are already smoked, so they just need to be finished in the fryer and heated up. The sandwiches are already cooked, so I can finish them on the flat top. So I'm at a 5 to 10 minute ticket time for even the busiest times, which is, again, that's what I wanted with the truck.
I am a microphone guy, but so Eli, tell us. I mean, you've said some things about the staffing part that you need more than your kids or whatever. What does that kind of look like for you? I mean, what are some challenges with that?
Yeah, I mean, the challenges that we face, I think will really come in next year as the season ramps back up. And I already have plans of hiring a part-time somebody to help me with prep and to do some of those things, because, I mean, it's right now I'm doing the inventory and ordering and financials and marketing and all of the stuff, as well as serving the truck. But right now we're open as much as we need to be, right? So next year, in our first full summer, when we want to be out there and we want to take advantage and really grow the name now that it's out, that will be the next step, is finding that person, for sure.
What's the best way to cut a wing? I have a hard time cutting the. I was gonna ask him, but I ran out of time.
On the joint?
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends. So if you don't have a big, meat cleaver type of knife and you want to go at it, but if you kind of spread it out where the joint is, you'll notice where the bones connect, and you'll see the skin kind of around that. And if you cut right in the middle of that, and you can even just barely cut the skin and you'll be able to see the bones underneath, but right at that where it bends is where you want to cut between there, and it should cut pretty cleanly most of the time. Yep.
You had mentioned that you were thinking about opening a kitchen commissary. Do you already have a full kitchen in your truck? And if not, when do you plan on opening that commissary time?
The only thing I don't have in my truck is an oven, but I don't do anything that requires it. So technically, I'm okay with what I have in my truck. As the business grows, the need is obviously going to grow with that. Having done a lot of research as far as the commissary part of it, there's a couple throughout town, but they fill up so fast. I mean, there's just the number of trucks keeps growing, but there's no place for us to go. And that's why I think for me, I would rather have a space that I can utilize myself and also utilize as a secondary income and help other people than try to go open up a restaurant just for the restaurant part.
All right, it's time for that super secret question.
What can we, as a Colorado Springs business community, do to help you?
Man, for me, I mean, it's getting back out there, right? I mean, it's everybody feeling comfortable with getting out of their house again and going out and going and checking out your local breweries or the food truck events or everything else. I mean, because for me, it's a little different because I can travel to people. I can travel to a spot. So for me, it's you guys getting out, right? It's you guys just enjoying life again, right? I mean, being able to get out and do different things, I think is number one for food trucks. Absolutely. Yeah. That's actually the next part for what the business will be is Bird Box Catering. So that's the next part of it. All right, I already got it trademarked and ready to go. I'm ready.
So thank you, Eli. So here's your 1 million cup. And here is the first annual Best of the West Wing Fest winner, voted on by the community. Eli Patterson. And his son, by the way, at 13, won the chicken wing eating competition. Against grown adults, yes. Oh, yes. Like, so repeat your question, Samantha. Well, we're giving them this because, number one, this broke the day of the Wing Fest because the wind came at the end and broke it, so we had to get it remade. Yes. And then the other one, we had to get the name on it so we can put it. And then we thought these are fine entrepreneurs in our community, so we might as well make it a Best of the West Wing Fest day. Yes, and Colorado Springs, you that went there were the ones who voted for these people to win it. So it's very much our choice and our vote that actually counted, that made these people stand here in front of you today. So thank you both very much, and we appreciate you. We look forward to the fierce competition this coming year. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be in the middle of September, but we have not put an exact date yet or a location. But we are in talks, and that is all coming. By the first quarter of next year, all those questions will be answered. I would like to remind everybody that we will not be having 1 million cups next week. You are free to do all your Thanksgiving preparations without coming here. And let's put our hands together and welcome Judy Paring, our host of The Next Us, up here to let us know about this fantastic space that we're in.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, guys. First of all, of course, thanks everyone here for coming out to support the entrepreneurs. That's what we're here for at The Next Us. That's our thing. And because we're coming up on Thanksgiving next week, and this is our last week together, I've got kind of a grateful poem for you guys today. So, grateful first, always, for all of existence. May we focus on practicing self-improvement, survive and adapt together with grace, pay tribute to our family as far as our roots can trace. As our connections transcend time and space, we aim to thrive within our bloodlines. We value and support our friends from all walks of life, hearts outstretched, harnessing the invitation to learn from, grow with, and contribute to global integration, beginning with mindful consideration, honing our strengths to personalize our imprintation. We acknowledge your impact. You are the reason for our celebration. So thank you.
I always love Judy's parting thoughts. They were always amazing. And with that, 1 million cups today is done. Feel free to mingle. And yeah, we're going to start putting the stuff away, but get to know each other and enjoy the rest of your week. Here's to a productive one. Have a good day.